Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, Story or قصة. First of all, I would like to start this video by saying thank you very much for your support. It's really making my life much easier, and please keep writing in the comment section how can I improve myself, how can I help you more. Today's video is very important. Please watch it till the end. Why? Because I'm going to explain my personal story on how I became cabin crew. It's very interesting. It might benefit you. I will mention also the challenges that I have been through just to achieve my dream to become a cabin crew, same as all of you. Stay tuned. When I was at the college, on my third year, one of my friends decided to leave the college and join Emirates. And I was like, why would you leave the college for a job? He said, like, it's my dream job, and I didn't know anything about cabin crew. I was like, what's the job? He said, I will be cabin crew with Fly Emirates. I don't know what is cabin crew. I don't know what is Emirates. I know nothing about anything. But I took the situation as like, whatever, it's your life. Then I just ignored the situation. He left and I forgot about everything, but I was following him on social media. After, let's say, 6 months of leaving the college, he started to share his personal life with Emirates, and it was shocking for me. Shocking in a good way, I mean. So I started to see that he's flying a lot, traveling the whole world and exploring as same as typical cabin crew. And from this point, I became very interested. I started to know why he left the college to be a cabin crew. I don't recommend to leave your education just for a job, but you can do both at the same time. So what happened is I started to Google what is cabin crew, what are the airlines, blah. Then I started to have a knowledge about it, and I became very interested in this. So since I became very interested in being a cabin crew, I decided to apply for it. But to apply, I need to know what are the requirements, and this is the first step that every one of you has to focus on. What are the requirements to become a cabin crew? So I checked which airline I would like to apply for. Was Etihad Airways, Emirates, and Qatar. Those were the top 3 airlines in the Middle East. And the requirements were pretty much the same for all of them. The most important requirement that I did not have at this time was English proficiency. That's why I decided to work on myself to improve my language. By the way, my major study was in English as well, but English as a subject, I was very good at it. But as a spoken language, I was not really the best. So as a result, I decided to improve my language. And this is the second thing that you have to focus more, how to improve your English as well. So improving English comes by practice, by talking, by interacting, by dealing with people that speaks the same language. So I decided to find a job that is allowing me to speak in English. So the first interview I did was with Vodafone UK. So in Egypt, we have the network called Vodafone, and we have many accounts, British account, Irish account, and German account. So what does it mean by British account or Irish account or German account? It means that we are receiving calls from Ireland, from the UK, or from Germany about the network. So we were dealing basically every day with English people, Irish people, or German people. So you need to choose which account you would like to apply for. And one of the requirements, you have to be fluent in this language, spoken in this department. So my first shock, I went for the interview to apply for this job because also to be a cabin crew, it requires me to have a customer service experience. So I decided today to do this job because it helps me, one, to improve my language, two, to have the skills and experience in customer service. It was very shocking for me because I failed the interview and they told me that my English is not that level that allows me to get the job. And instead they offered me to work for Vodafone Egypt, which is only in Arabic. But this was not my target, so I decided to decline the offer, and I was really shocked. In this situation, there are two options: demotivation and just go back to normal life and ignore your dream, or fight for your dream and try to find a solution. That's what I did. I tried to find a solution according to my skills. So instead, I joined Etisalat in Egypt, but the English account we were dealing with people in UAE, so in United Arab Emirates. So they don't require to be native speaker or very proficient in English. They need someone who can speak proper English. As a result, I applied, I got the job, and my target was to improve my English by just practice, talking. This is the best way to improve your language. Just talking to people. If you talk the language every day, it will be improved by itself. I stayed in this job for like 6 months. I found myself very good now, just talking the language. After that, I decided to move on. I applied for another job to work in telesales in hotel accommodation, but we were dealing with people in the US. So basically, I moved from this job to another job to a higher level. So I was dealing with native speakers in the US. But the job was like to memorize a certain script that the call was all about. It doesn't go out this scenario that I memorized, but it was okay. I just wanted to hear the English from the native speakers in the US. I spent like 4 months in this job, and after that I realized that I became good. So I decided to go back to Vodafone UK, where I did my first interview. I did the interview, I passed, and I was very proud of myself. It took me almost 1 year to come back to the same place where I failed and I achieved my target. But why I was insisting to work with Vodafone UK? Well, the reason is, in this job, you are dealing with native speaker in the UK. By the way, I got the job with the Irish account, so I was dealing with Irish people in Ireland. So it's pretty much the same. So the point is, in this job, we don't memorize a certain script, and we deal with people who speaks English as a native language. These are the two main things. We make a very normal conversation, very basic normal conversation, like as if you're dealing with people in Ireland itself. I spent almost 8 months in this job, and I realized that I became very good in English. I became fluent, and my level of English has been improved a lot. After that, I decided to apply for the job, for cabin crew job. So at this time, only Qatar was hiring because Etihad and Emirates, they stopped hiring for almost 2 years. My story with Qatar Airways was like this. I went for an open day, we were above 2,000. I had like 30 seconds to 1 minute interview. I passed this interview. They asked me to come for the second day, which is the assessment. I passed the assessment, and only around 55 of us, boys and girls, moved to the next stage, which is the final interview. In the final interview, they choose only girls. They choose around 11. Of course, I was sad, but at the same time, I took it as a learning experience. After that, I decided to travel to the UAE, to Dubai. Then I did some jobs because Etihad and Emirates were still not hiring at this time. Then when they start to open the application again, I applied for Emirates. They scheduled an interview with them. And luckily, it was the first interview with Emirates since they stopped hiring for almost 2 years, but only by invitation. We were around 25 candidates. We did the first interview, and then we did the assessment, and I passed all of them. Around 11 made it to the final. I did it, and I was waiting for the final call, which is called the golden call. At the same time, I was on a visit visa. I did another interview with IKEA in Dubai. I passed the interview and they asked me to join, and I was delaying and postponing to join IKEA because I was waiting for Emirates call. Postponed the application for almost 1 month. Then they told me, you either come, drop your passport to proceed with the visa, or we'll find someone else. And by this time, I did not receive any call from Emirates. So I decided to join IKEA because I was not 100% sure if I will make it with Emirates or not. I joined IKEA. After 2 weeks exactly, I received the golden call from Emirates and they asked me to join. Unfortunately, and that was the saddest moment of my life, I wanted to cancel my visa with IKEA, but as per the UAE law, by this time, it was not allowed. I had to stay at least 6 months with IKEA, then join Emirates. I was very disappointed. Then I told Emirates about that. They told me that they can wait up to 5 months, but more than that, they need to withdraw my application and reapply again. I said, it's fine. Everything happens for a good reason. But what I'm sure about is that I got the skill to be a cabin crew. Then I started my job with IKEA. I spent like almost 8 months. Then Etihad started to rehire again. I applied. This was by the end of 2018. I applied. They invited me for assessment. We were around 120 candidates. I made it to the final, and luckily I made it with Etihad. So I joined Etihad in March 2019. The point of whole story is, what I want you to understand, 2 things. If you would like to get any job, you have to seek the information. You have to know what kind of requirements to apply and get the job. If you find any weak point, try to work on yourself and improve it to join the airline or to join any job that you would like to have. I believe that everyone can achieve any goal they want as far as they believe in it. In 2019 March, I joined Etihad. I almost spent 5 years. I'm gonna complete 5 years next March. So I'm very proud of myself, and you have to be proud of yourself as well. Just my advice to you, work hard, improve yourself. Please, if you have any questions, drop it down in the comment section. As you can see from my previous videos, I reply to all the comments, and I'm willing to help to the maximum because I know what does it mean to seek help. I know how it feels. So please write to me any questions, any queries, anything you have in mind, just write it. Any feedback, I will accept it in a positive way. Thank you so much for watching my video, and have a lovely day. Bye bye.